back again with the Harpex pellets, and today we're going to do things a little differently. These are what we're trying today, and they're pretty nasty looking. They're a heavy slug. 26.2 grain is what they're advertising, but we're going to run them through 7 tests today. Accuracy, fitment, mag fit, punch power, craftsmanship, expansion, and pellet weight to see if it's as advertised or close to it. We are going to do things a little different this time. I got a lot of comments on my last video telling me different ways to do things. Use a better rifle, use bags or a vise, don't touch the scale with your fingers, use the tweezers, you know, the technical stuff. So I'm going to take everybody's advice and we're going to do that. And what we're going to use today for our gun is a Benjamin Marauder 22 cal. This thing is, if you Google it, it comes up in the top 10 of most accurate pellet guns in the US, or maybe even in the world, I'm not sure. But this is the semi-automatic version. We will be single shot shooting these today just to take it out of the magazine if it fits, so there's no debate that I know things are more accurate when you single shot load them than they are through a magazine, so that's how we'll be shooting them today. We will be shooting at 50 feet. I have a splatter burst set up. Let me show you it. I have not sighted this gun in for these particular slugs, pellets, whatever you want to call them, are kind of a hybrid. I'll show you one closer here. I apologize if you cannot see. I'm using the DJI here and I just can't get it to quite fully zoom in clear, but they are cavitied, skirted like a pellet. Nose heavy though, and kind of resembles a slug, so call them what you will. That's what we're using today. Right off the bat, let's get into pellet weight. Right off the bat, one of the comments I got in my last video is digital scales, you need to leave them on for a full minute to warm up to get an accurate reading. Also, don't use your fingers. Use a pair of tweezers so you don't touch the scale and put oil on it and mess the weight up. So here we are. These are advertised as a 26.2 grain. Scale 0. First one comes out 27 grains. Okay. Second one. 27.6. Third one, 27.5. Yes, the scale was on for a minute. I didn't want to leave it on camera for a full minute to show everybody. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. So, I mean, we're within 1 grain weight of the advertised, and that could be due to different scales producing different zeros. So that's pretty decent. Next thing, we're going to look at craftsmanship. Do we see any mold marks on it? Is the skirt all jacked up like the last ones? Well, if you can't see it, I can, and I can tell you that there is some heavy markings around the skirt. It's pretty jagged up around here. It's not even all the way around the skirting. It looks like it tapers in different points. The outside, yeah, can you guys see that? Heavy casting marks around the outside. I'm shaking like a leaf for some reason. All right, the nose, it's actually pretty nice. I don't see anything wrong with that. Just that big casting mark right on the side there, that's going to throw it off. The next big question, does it fit the magazine? I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to show you. So, there it is in the magazine. I try to roll it. No. Fell out. They are too long for your standard magazine. Yes, I've tried this in my Beeman. I've tried it in my Hot Sun. I've tried it in this Benjamin. It won't fit any of those. Just a little bit too long. I will write to the company and I will let them know, see if we can shorten those up. and get rid of the casting marks, clean them up a bit. So the biggest thing of it all, accuracy. I'm not sighted in for these particular pellets, but I am on paper, and I'm going to hold the same center in the scope. And yes, I have sandbags to help take me out of the equation. Let's fire our first few rounds and see how they act. Okay, we're going to get a center bowl. I'm going to get my bags adjusted here. All right, that's pretty darn steady. Go dead center of that bowl. Okay, not too far off, right under it. Could be a scope issue, just not being dialed in for these. We're going to fire 2 more. Not bad. To the left, touching the red. Let's take our 3rd shot. Okay, outside the bowl, about 7, 8 o'clock. Okay, so that's not bad. That's not a bad group. I could tighten that up if I adjusted my scope a little bit. Definitely better than the last pellet we tested on here with the Harpex. So next thing we're going to do is move to punch power and expansion if I can catch a pellet. Let me show you what we're going to use. So I got 2 pieces of MDF from an old desk I ripped apart. I'm hoping if it goes through the first one and the second one, maybe this big old 8x6 piece I got here, hopefully we can catch the pellets and compare them and look at them for expansion and see what kind of punch power we get on this as well. Okay, first shot into the MDF. I'm going to take 3 shots. And our 3rd and final shot for expansion test and punch power. I'm going to aim off to the side of the target, even though I'm not really hitting it, just so we don't hit the same hole. Let's go take a look at that. All right, those are 3 shots. Did it go through the MDF? Yes. Punched out the back of that. We got 1 here, 1 there, and I think that was from a screw. Yeah, we got a mark right here. So, oh, there's 1 on the ground. There is pretty much 0 deformation on that. Pretty hard lead, I would say. Let's look at the second piece. Okay, no through penetration on the second piece. And the other pellet must be, yeah, the other pellet's in the hole there. So, decent penetration. Again, that's a hard lead they're using. There's next to nothing for expansion on that. It did fit nice into the breech. It seemed like it was a nice tight fit, so we got to give it a point there. So overall, the Harpex Orions, would I recommend these ones? Well, they certainly did better than the last batch we did. I mean, we can actually group these ones. Punch power was there. Not the greatest, but it's a heavier weighted slug. The expansion, nothing there for expansion. Accuracy, like I said, it was good. Mag fit, lost a point in the mag department. Will not fit the magazine, so again, single shot load. Craftsmanship, lost a point there. Still jagged, still has seams on the casting marks. And that will wrap it up for these Harpex Orions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you buy these ones?